Have you ever wondered about the composition of the human body? It's a remarkable fact that our bodies are made up of a variety of elements, including carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen, among others. But have you ever stopped to think about where these elements originated? The story begins billions of years ago, long before the existence of humans or even our planet. It starts within the vast expanse of space, where stars play a crucial role in shaping the elements that make up our bodies. Inside stars, such as the massive ones, a remarkable process called nuclear fusion takes place. In the intense heat and pressure at the core of these stars, lighter elements like hydrogen and helium are fused together, forming heavier elements through a series of nuclear reactions. This process occurs through a chain of fusion reactions. Hydrogen atoms fuse to form helium, releasing an incredible amount of energy in the process. As the star continues to evolve, helium atoms fuse further to create elements like carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen, and even heavier elements like iron. These elements are synthesized within the stellar crucible over millions of years. But what happens to these elements when stars reach the end of their lives? This brings us to the spectacular phenomenon known as a supernova. When massive stars run out of fuel and exhaust their nuclear reactions, their cores collapse under gravity, resulting in a colossal explosion called a supernova. The energy released during this cataclysmic event is so immense that it disperses the elements created within the star's core throughout the surrounding space. This enriched stardust, consisting of various elements, including the ones we find in our bodies, is scattered across the universe. Over time, gravity and other astrophysical processes cause this stardust to come together, forming new stars, planets, and even life-supporting environments. Our very own solar system, including our planet Earth, formed from a cloud of gas and dust that contained these remnants of previous generations of stars. As the gas and dust cloud collapsed under gravity, it gave birth to our sun, while the remaining material formed a swirling disk, eventually coalescing to create planets, including Earth. Inside stars, including the massive ones, tremendous heat and pressure create an environment where nuclear fusion occurs. Nuclear fusion is a process in which lighter elements are combined to form heavier ones. At the core of a star, temperatures reach millions of degrees, and the pressure is incredibly intense. In this extreme environment, hydrogen nuclei, also called protons, collide with each other, overcoming their natural repulsion and fusing together. The fusion process begins with the fusion of two hydrogen nuclei, resulting in the formation of helium. This reaction releases an enormous amount of energy, which is what powers the star and allows it to shine brightly. As the star continues to burn its nuclear fuel, this fusion process progresses, with helium nuclei fusing to form heavier elements. For instance, within the core of massive stars, helium nuclei can fuse together to create carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen. The fusion reactions become increasingly complex as heavier elements are produced. Carbon, for example, can further fuse with helium to create elements like neon and magnesium. These elements, in turn, can go on to fuse with other nuclei, forming even heavier elements. This continuous cycle of nuclear fusion within stars acts as a cosmic alchemy, transforming lighter elements into heavier ones. It's through this process that the fundamental building blocks of life, such as carbon and oxygen, are forged. This stellar crucible eventually reaches its limits. When massive stars exhaust their nuclear fuel, they undergo a cataclysmic event known as a supernova. During a supernova explosion, the star's core collapses under its own gravity, leading to a powerful explosion that disperses the elements it has synthesized throughout space. These elements, including the ones formed through the process of nucleosynthesis within the star, are then released into the universe. They mix with interstellar gas and dust, becoming part of the raw materials from which new stars, planets, and even life-forming environments can emerge. Once a supernova explosion occurs, the enriched stardust is dispersed into the vast expanse of the galaxy, where it undergoes a process of galactic recycling. This cosmic dust, composed of elements created within stars, mixes with interstellar gas and dust, eventually leading to the formation of new stars, planets, and even environments that can support life. The journey begins within a molecular cloud, a region of the galaxy where gas and dust come together. Inside this cloud, the remnants of previous stars, including the stardust created through nucleosynthesis and supernova explosions, are present. Over time, various factors, such as shock waves from nearby supernovae or gravitational disturbances, trigger the collapse of this molecular cloud. As the cloud contracts under the influence of gravity, it forms a spinning disk, known as a protoplanetary disk or a circumstellar disk, with a central concentration of matter. At the center of this protoplanetary disk, a dense region known as the protostar forms. It is here that the sun begins to take shape. The protostar continues to gather mass from the surrounding disk through a process called accretion. As the protostar grows, the temperature and pressure at its core increase. Eventually, the core becomes hot and dense enough for nuclear fusion to commence. This critical moment marks the birth of our sun, as hydrogen nuclei within its core fuse together to form helium, releasing an enormous amount of energy in the process. Within the protoplanetary disk, the remaining material begins to coalesce and form small, solid objects called planetesimals. These planetesimals continue to collide and merge, gradually growing in size and forming protoplanets. As the protoplanetary disk evolves, the heat and radiation from the newly formed sun start to influence its structure. Closer to the sun, where temperatures are higher, only rocky and metallic materials can condense, leading to the formation of terrestrial planets like Earth. As the protoplanetary disk gradually dissipates, the rocky protoplanets undergo further accretion and gravitational interactions. They sweep up or gravitationally clear their orbits, eventually becoming fully formed planets like Earth. Our sun's stardust journey doesn't end there. The elements within the stardust, including carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen, are integral to the composition of Earth and all living organisms. These elements, forged within ancient stars and dispersed through cosmic processes, form the building blocks of life as we know it. Within the vast expanse of the early Earth, the elements derived from stardust were present. These elements, including carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and others, are the fundamental building blocks of life as we know it. As the Earth's surface cooled, water vapor condensed, forming oceans. The oceans provided a fertile environment for chemical reactions to take place. Under the influence of various energy sources, such as lightning, ultraviolet radiation, and volcanic activity, complex molecules began to form. One of the key steps in chemical evolution is the formation of amino acids, which are the basic building blocks of proteins. Amino acids can be synthesized through a process called Miller-Urey experiment, which simulated the conditions of early Earth's atmosphere and produced a variety of amino acids. Additionally, other molecules critical for life's emergence, such as nucleotides, lipids, and carbohydrates, were also formed through chemical reactions. These molecules, along with amino acids, provide the foundation for the formation of proteins, DNA, RNA, and cell membranes. Over time, these complex molecules began to interact and assemble into more organized structures, such as protocells. Protocells are primitive, cell-like structures that exhibit some of the properties of modern cells, such as compartmentalization and the ability to store and replicate information. Within protocells, self-replicating molecules, such as RNA, played a crucial role in the emergence of life. RNA molecules have the ability to store genetic information and catalyze chemical reactions, making them a likely candidate for the first self-replicating molecule. Through a process known as natural selection, variations in these self-replicating molecules led to the emergence of more stable and efficient replicators. This paved the way for the development of DNA as the primary carrier of genetic information and proteins as versatile molecules that perform various functions within cells. As chemical evolution progressed, these early life forms evolved and diversified, eventually giving rise to the incredible diversity of life we see on Earth today. From simple single-celled organisms to complex multicellular organisms, the journey from stardust to life was a gradual and intricate process. So, the answer to our question is a resounding yes. We are indeed made of stardust. Our bodies, with all their complexity and beauty, emerged from the cosmic dance of stars and the relentless forces of the universe. Next time you gaze up at the night sky, remember that you are a part of something truly extraordinary. Until our next cosmic adventure, stay curious and keep exploring.